The Pittsburgh Steelers 2025 Playmaker Dilemma. A roster one move away from greatness. The Pittsburgh Steelers are standing at a turning point. They've built the foundation, solid trenches, a championship defense, and most importantly, a future Hall of Famer at quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. The offensive line has been retooled. The tight end tandem of Pat Freiermuth and Darnell Washington is dynamic, and the defense still pulses with trademark Steeler intensity. Yet one glaring issue threatens to derail their ambitions before the season kicks off: the glaring lack of wide receiver depth. With Deontay Johnson now gone and recent draftees failing to deliver, Pittsburgh's receiver room is alarmingly thin. At present, the only established threat on the outside is DK Metcalf. And while Metcalf remains one of the league's most dangerous playmakers, he can't shoulder the full weight of Rodgers' aerial assault alone. A window closing fast. If the Steelers are truly aiming for a deep playoff run, if they intend to not just compete in the loaded AFC North, but to challenge for the Lombardi itself, this cannot be the final version of the roster. GM Omar Khan knows this all too well. He's already deep in the trenches, making quiet calls and floating bold trade scenarios, targeting underutilized talent across the league. The goal? Land another reliable target before the market heats up in August, when injuries and cuts start shaking rosters league-wide. Khan isn't looking for stars, he's looking for value. Players with potential who've been overshadowed, miscast, or simply buried beneath deeper depth charts. The internal options aren't enough. Sure, Calvin Austin III offers flashes, he's explosive in space and shines on special teams, but he's yet to prove himself as a WR2. Roman Wilson, a speedy rookie out of Michigan, brings polish and promise, but expecting an immediate impact is a stretch. These are developmental pieces, not instant solutions. The Steelers don't need potential. They need production, smart targets, not splashy headlines. That's why names like Alec Pierce, Jalen Nailor, and John Metchie III are starting to surface. Low-profile, high-upside receivers who could fit perfectly into Pittsburgh's offense without costing a fortune. Take Alec Pierce. The Colts wideout has all the traits you want: size, burst, and NFL starting experience. But in Indianapolis, he's slipped through the cracks as the franchise turns toward younger talent and a new offensive vision centered on Anthony Richardson. With 1 year left on his rookie deal, he's ripe for a move, and Pittsburgh could offer the perfect landing spot. A mid-round pick might be enough to seal the deal. Then there's Jalen Nailor, quietly marooned behind Jefferson and Addison in Minnesota. He doesn't grab headlines, but he's a polished route technician with sticky hands and sneaky speed. In limited action, he's impressed. He's just waiting on a real opportunity. For the Steelers, Nailor could immediately slot in as a reliable WR3 or rotational piece, especially valuable in three-wide formations where Rodgers thrives. But perhaps the most compelling name of all is John Metchie III. The Alabama standout was once one of college football's top receivers, before his rookie season was tragically sidelined by a leukemia diagnosis. He's battled back, returned to the field and now finds himself lost in a loaded Texans receiver group. Metchie may be out of sight in Houston, but his talent hasn't vanished. He's just 24, quick-footed, fluid and instinctive, a natural slot technician who's hungry to remind the league who he is. Pittsburgh could be the place where his comeback story finds its next chapter. With Rodgers pulling the strings, Metchie could blossom into a trusted target in short order. This is not a rebuild. This is a run. None of these moves are guaranteed. Maybe only one gets done, maybe none. But the very fact that Khan is exploring them says everything you need to know about where this franchise stands. They're not waiting for the future, they're chasing the present. This isn't a see what happens year. This is all in. Rodgers has maybe 2 years left at elite level. Every snap counts, every roster spot matters. And sometimes, a playoff game is won not by your WR1, but by the unknown receiver running a perfect slant on 3rd and 8. Beyond receivers, quiet rumblings elsewhere. It's worth noting that wide receiver isn't the only area Khan's keeping an eye on. Backup tackle, hybrid safety corners, and even a more explosive third down back have reportedly been discussed internally. But the pass-catching unit remains the loudest question mark, the one fans, analysts, and opposing coaches can't ignore. Solving it now, before the season begins, might be the single most important move of 2025. The Khan blueprint. Value over flash. Khan's approach is simple and effective. Look for talent others have overlooked. Use Rodgers' presence as a magnet.